What's going on, y'all? I'm back again with another video. I'm back again with another story time for you guys. Now, I know it's been a minute since my last upload, but I'm here to tell you niggas that I'm back. I'm here to hit y'all with another story that just happened 2 weeks ago, so this shit is pretty recent. But with that being said, let's hop straight into it. Now, look, like I said, y'all, this shit happened 2 fucking weeks ago. This shit is recent as fuck. Now, this takes place in Louisville. That's not where I live, but this is where the story took place at this big ass event. I don't know if you niggas have ever heard of it. It's called Thunder over Louisville. Now, what that is a big ass fireworks show with over 700,000 people there. Now, usually they have an air show to kick it off. Now, what this is, it's a introduction into Derby weekend. I'm pretty sure most of y'all know what that is, but that's what Thunder over Louisville is. It's a big ass fireworks show in celebration of Derby. Now, like I said, this is my first time living in this new state. I'm not used to big ass events going on like this yearly. You know, down south, there's not much shit to do. So I was intrigued of the idea of going because, like I said, I'm kind of a plain Jane. Like, I don't really go out and do stuff like that. So I was kind of excited to go to this. Now, at the time, I did not know that there was supposed to be over 700,000 people, but it also didn't come to me that, you know, it is fucking Louisville. You know, I got to remember that I'm not living down south anymore in that tiny ass town. So I didn't know that there was going to be over 700,000 people, like I said. Now, this is on a Saturday night. Saturday night, we pull up to the it happens at this bridge. Now, at this bridge, there's just a big ass, like, not platform, but, you know, there's just I don't know how to explain it, but usually a lot of people just line up there, sit down. They usually have food vendor trucks. It reminds me of a fair. That's kind of what this was. It was a big ass fair. You know, you got rides, you got all these food vendors, blah, blah, blah. Now, we get there, we settle down at wherever the fuck we sat, but this was an automatic red flag for me. Now, it is about 90 fucking degrees, y'all. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm not going to be sitting down in 90-degree weather for hours on end just chilling on my phone. Like, and the fucking the rides that they had were little-ass kids rides. It's not like I can just go ride a ride and, you know, be fucking, like, hyped. No, this shit's, it was kind of underwhelming, I'm not going to lie. Now, like I said, there was hella fucking people, and I'm not a people person. I get annoyed very fucking quickly, so I was not trying to be there for as long as I was there. Now, the air show kicks off. Now, if y'all guys know airplanes or jets, whatever the fuck, you know that they're loud as hell. So, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just sitting there, my ears are getting fucking raped for at least 2 hours, bro. Like, I was not having it. I got an instant fucking headache. I was about to have a fucking panic attack because, like, there's just hella people. Like, it's so fucking overwhelming at this point. Now, the food was ass. I mean, it was $30 for a fucking chicken finger plate. Like, who the fuck is gonna pay that? So, I got finesse there. The food was mid, like I said. So after the fighter jet happens, you know, the air show, shit ass air show, we're chilling. Now, like I said, y'all, this isn't even the crazy part of the story. There's still more to go. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I fucking dipped out of that whole ass vicinity. Like, I did not want to be there. I ended up walking about 2 blocks down to this pizza place or a pizza parlor. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I fucking went to that pizza parlor just to get some goddamn peace and quiet. Because, like I said, I am not a people person. It was so overwhelming. I couldn't do that anymore. So I'm chilling in this pizza parlor till like 9 o'clock. I'm watching the fucking playoff game. You know me, I'm sitting back, I'm chilling. Now, the fireworks show was supposed to happen in like 30 minutes. Now, I wanted to see the fireworks, you know, because, like I said, I'm not used to seeing good shows like that. So I was at least gonna want to go see the fireworks. Now, I go see the fireworks. It was a nice, probably the best fireworks show I've ever seen. Now, I go back to the pizza parlor to get my wallet or my phone and stuff like that because I left it sitting. And I noticed that the fucking pizza parlor is closed. So, you know, I'm like at the door, like fucking knocking on it because I'm like trying to get the attention of a worker so I can be like, yo, like I left my shit in there. Can I just go in there and get it real quick? Now, this pizza parlor was weird, y'all. It was, they had little cubbies because it's not like your typical pizza parlor, if you know what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you go in there, eat, whatever, but they had an extra floor downstairs. It was like it was kind of like a waiting room. Now, they had little cubbies where you can put your shit in, and, you know, they had like little arcades, stuff like that. So I remember putting my phone, my wallet in there, and that's where I left it. Now, a worker notices me and she opens the door. She's like, oh, like, what's the problem? I'm like, I left my shit downstairs and I need to go get it. I go downstairs, get what I need to get. I walk out. Now, I originally went to this with my family. And like I said, there's over 700,000 people, bro. Now, I left where they were. I wasn't with them watching this fireworks show. So, I'm walking downtown Louisville. And I go back to where they were. Now, mind you, it's dark now. It's dark as fuck. So, that makes things so much more difficult. Now, I'm taking a long-ass walk in the fucking city by myself. Like, this is my first time doing this shit. Like, I am not familiar with Louisville at all. So, I'm walking down and I'm trying to find my parents. Now, my phone is at 2%. 2%. I managed to call them and I'm like, hey, where y'all at? Whatever. They tell me they're in the parking garage, this level, whatever. I go to the parking garage, nowhere to be fucking found. I can't find them, and there's hella people just walking, talking, it's overwhelming. Like, it was just bad. I start panicking, and like, I call them again. They answer, they tell me again, like, we're right here in the truck. Now, I had remembered in my notes, I wrote down the level and like I wrote down the level of the parking garage that they were at. Midway, I click on my notes and my phone fucking dies. It's gone. Like, at that point, I'm fucked. So I'm going from level to level looking for the truck and I can't find it. At this point, it was like trying to find a needle in a fucking haystack. So I end up walking downtown. I'll try to get a charger. I'm going somewhere. I'm walking downtown. I managed to find this fucking White Castle. Because, if y'all guys know, White Castle's open 24 hours. So I go into this White Castle and there's just hella fucking people there, bro. I'm assuming it's all from Thunder over Louisville. Now, this is where the story gets a little crazy, kind of like takes a turn. Now, I'm panicking. I don't know how the fuck I'm going to get home. I live at least a good 30 minutes away from where I was. Now, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to get a ride. I don't know where I'm going to sleep. Like, what the fuck's going to happen? So I end up chilling in White Castle for about a good 30 minutes. 30 minutes, there's hella people there. Now, I noticed these two girls, like, sitting across from me. I go over, I'm like, hey, like, I need a charger. Like, can y'all just hook me up for a little bit? And one of the girls is like, yeah, we're about to leave, but, you can use our charger for as long as we're here. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I put my phone on the charger. I'm letting that shit rock. Now, I'm chilling. I go to the bathroom. I come back. My phone's at a good 5%. Now, I get on that shit, and, I'm like, standing up, and I'm using my phone while it's charging. And this motherfucking security guard's like, yo, like, you got to sit down. Like, you can let your phone charge, but you can sit down. I'm like, listen, bro, like, I understand when you're doing your job, but, nigga, I'm trying to get me a fucking Uber or something, bro. I only have this charger for only a select amount of time, so let me do my thing, and I can get the fuck out of here as quick as possible. And the guy's just making it harder on me. He's like, no, like, you got to sit down, or I'm gonna have you removed from the spot. And I'm like, all right, like, cool, whatever. Like, I'm not trying to get kicked the fuck out, so I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, you got it. I let that shit sit down. I'm just chilling there by myself, weird as fuck, in a goddamn White Castle for like 20 minutes. Now, the ladies end up leaving. I'm like, hey, appreciate it, whatever. Now, I get my phone. I can't remember. It was like I got to get 7 or 8%. That bitch didn't even get over 10%. So I'm ordering my Uber, and shout out to my homie. Shout out to Sean. I call him up. I'm like, hey, like, I ain't got my credit card information on my phone, so I'm gonna need, like, can you let me just, like, hook me up real quick? Nigga hooks me up. I cop an Uber. Now, this is where the fuckery hits. I order the Uber. The Uber's confirmed everything. Now, it's telling me that it's a good 20 minutes away, so I'm like, cool. I'm chilling. At this point, I'm thinking I'm good. So 15 minutes passes, and the guy, like, how you can, like, there's like that little tracker on the fucking app. So now I'm checking this thing. He's like a block down, and I see that it fucking just goes away. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like, I close the app, I go back in, and I get a notification, and it says, oh, your driver had to cancel this and that. So I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, nigga, I'm on 5%. I only have, like, a certain amount of time to do this shit. So I'm like, I'm ordering an Uber. Like, nothing's confirming. Nobody's picking up my fucking ride. Now, the two shorties that originally helped me, they walked back in. Like I said, it was just people in and out, like, charging their phones. That's one thing I noticed. A hell of people were charging their phones. I don't know if they were in the same predicament as I was, but niggas are charging their phones, and I noticed them. And they look at me, they're like, oh, like, were you able to, like, get home, whatever? I'm like, nah, you know, my phone's about to die again. Like, my shit only got to, like, 7%. And they're like, well, where do you live? And, you know, I let them know, and they're like, oh, that's crazy. Like, we don't live that far from there. So, like, if it's cool with you, like, we can take you home. And in my head, I'm like, dude, this is my only opportunity. Like, this is my sign to, like, get the fuck out of here, you know, just to, like, take the ride and get home. This is my way home. So I end up telling him, like, yeah, you know, that's cool. Now, look, I was aware. I did not know who the fuck these people were. But y'all guys got to understand. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I had no other fucking hope. It was either that or sleep on a fucking sidewalk in Louisville. And I was not about to do that. Like, no, nigga. So I end up getting in the shorty's car. Now, it's them two and a homie in the back. Now, the homie he was young. He was like, I don't know. I don't know. But they end up driving, you know, they cross the bridge. We're in Indiana now. Shorty and the passenger gets a call. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll be over there real quick, like, whatever. And so, like, you know, they talking and they, like, you know, they tell me, we got to stop somewhere real quick if that's okay with you. It's only going to be a minute. So I was like, fuck it, whatever. Like, y'all niggas giving me the ride, you know, it's y'all. So they stop at this house. Now, the neighborhood was a little sketchy. I ain't gonna cap, but I noticed that there was hella cars parked outside. So I think it was a party. And, you know, while I'm in the car, I'm like, yeah, there's definitely some shit going on. So they go in there. Now, it's just me and homie in the back. Now, this was probably the most awkward 5 minutes of my life. Because, like I said, like, we weren't really talking like that. You know, like, it was blah, like, small talk. You know that fucking small talk where you're sitting down, or, like, whenever you're getting a ride home from your, like, friend's dad and it's just y'all two. You know that silent fucking talk? Yeah. So this thing is telling me all this bullshit. And then Shorty comes to the car and she opens it. She's like, hey, like, there's a party going on. Like, if you want to chill here for a couple minutes, like, we ain't trying to be here that long. We just waiting for a friend to get here. So I'm like, well, nigga, fuck it. Like, I'm just going along with whatever the hell's happening at this point. So I get off and get in the house, and I'm introducing myself. Everyone's like, oh, like, where you from? Because, like, you could tell this was like a little friend function. And I, like, nobody, like, nigga, I don't know who these people are. They don't know who the fuck I am. So they asking me, like, where you from? How you know, like, these two? And I was straight up, and I was like, look, like, they just give me a ride home. I don't really know. I don't know them like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we getting ready. We get, like, you know, we chilling. I'm taking a couple shots, and we kicking back for about a good 30 minutes now. At this point in time, it's about, like, 5 in the morning, y'all. I mean, I'm super fucking tired. I just want to go home. I'm just waiting for whatever the fuck they're waiting on. So I'm chilling on the couch. I'm talking to one nigga. You know, we talking about, like, the NBA, shit like that. You know, just what niggas usually always talk about. So we chilling, and out of nowhere, you just hear gunshots, bruh. Gunshots in the neighborhood, and everyone gets up and starts fucking scattering, y'all. Now, look. I had no fucking clue where the two shorties were. No fucking clue. So I'm like, nigga, damn. I'm looking for the two fucking shorties, and I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck's going on? Like, nigga, everyone's leaving this house. I don't know anyone in that fucking house. So I run outside like a dumbass, and I'm like, bro, like, where's the car? The car's fucking gone. So I book it back in the house, bro. I'm in the house by myself. Like, at this point, I didn't know any nigga there. I go out through the back door. I run through the fucking alleyway. And as soon as I get to the end of the street, I see them zoom by, bro. And I start chasing after them. Now, they're at this stoplight. And, like, they're at a stop sign. And I run up to the back door. And I, like, start knocking. I'm like, hey, like, let me in, whatever, blah, blah. And they fucking unlock the door. I get in that bitch. And we just zoom the fuck out of that whole neighborhood. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they asked me, like, where'd you go? We were waiting for you. And I'm like, look, nigga. Like, I went outside. Y'all niggas was gone. So they end up taking me home. I get home safely. I go through the back door. I go through the back. I open my window, and I just sneak the fuck in. Now, that was probably one of the craziest nights of my life, only because, like, I was just so uncertain about a lot of shit going on. Like, I don't know how I was going to get home. Found a way, and then that fucking, like, the shooting happens. I'm like, okay, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to get out of here. Like, it was a roller coaster of emotions. You know, I'm pretty sure I had, like, fucking 3 panic attacks that night, but I ended up getting home, but yeah, like I said, that was probably one of the most craziest nights of my life, only because it was just, like, in a new city. Like, imagine that shit. Like, imagine all that shit going down in a new fucking city that you're not familiar with, and you're just meeting, like, new niggas Like, I don't know. That shit was crazy. But that's going to do it for today's video, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all guys like and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next video. Peace.